Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, I want to share with you some of the top true crime stories that are in the news. Things that are ongoing, just happened, just been convicted, anything around those lines. Here's my main purpose. My purpose is to keep you educated on the things you must be aware of, be on the lookout of, because here's the truth. This has been a corrupt world before any of us were born. The more alert we can be, the better prepared we can be. Granted, things can still happen, but we want to try to be alert, right? We want to try to be careful for what's happening around us. That's the whole purpose of Deep True Crime, where we explore the different cases that are either ongoing or have been solved, and I dive deep into what happened. But in this particular episode, we keep you updated on top true crime stories now. I'm Manny Rodriguez. If that sounds like something that you are interested in continuing to follow, please smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as well, and click on that notification bell. That way you get notified whenever I upload content, or in this particular case, whenever I go live. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, my friends. I told you that'd be really fast. And I'm gonna just dive into this. This is my second live today. If you saw my earlier live, thank you. If you're watching this live, thank you. If you're watching the replay, thank you. Hope you're having an amazing day. Let's go ahead and dive into it, my friends. As you know, we have been continuing the coverage of the Gabby Petito story. And one of the big things about this story is, number one, the male Brian Laundrie is still on the run. No one knows where he's at. Lots of sightings, and I'm even going to talk about that. And you don't even know, what do I believe? What's true? What's not true? Everyone who looks like Brian Laundrie is getting ambushed. It's crazy. Good thing I don't have a beard and shave more of my hair off, because I'd be in big trouble. Possible, right? And so the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to this Gabby Petito case is the family. So Christopher Laundrie, as usual, continues to ignore question. Here he was trying to be, a reporter asking him, when Brian came back, didn't you, and without Gabby, didn't you think that was strange? And of course, Christopher Laundrie's not going to talk. He could care less at this stage. He just wants to protect his child. He just wants to protect his child. And so we continue the Gabby Petito update with everything that's going on around it. And so let me get back up there. And that's exactly why I continue to cover this, because number one, the family's not helping, and we want to know where Brian Laundrie is. And you know what? The Brian Laundries know what's going on. The parents, they know what's going on with Brian. I truly believe they kind of know, because obviously I don't think he's staying in one. I don't know. He could be staying in one place. We don't know this at all, do we? Like, literally, we don't know. He literally could be still there. He could be, there's been questions on if there's a bunker back there, if there's a bunker back there, and it's like, maybe there is a bunker. Have they even checked there? So something I want to share with you. I don't know. Again, this is the fact is, there are some facts around this, but a particular internet sleuth noticed that Brian Laundrie's Pinterest account show him following an additional person than the number of follows he had previously. And so, which it is kind of weird, because if he's MIA, he shouldn't be using Pinterest, right? There's a good chance he's not using Pinterest at all. But then why did his count go up on his Pinterest account? So this Pinterest sleuth, Shayna Dodge, she noticed some weird activity on Brian Laundrie's Pinterest account. So I'm guessing she must have screenshot this previously in order to see the difference. But she says 3 weeks ago, I posted in my stories about Brian's Pinterest account. In my screen grab from 3 weeks ago, he followed 145 people. Tonight, I was scrolling some of his pins on his account and I noticed this. He now follows 146 people. That's weird, right? And you know, here's the truth, my friends. You have to take all of this with a grain of salt. You literally have to take all of this with a grain of salt because some people are reporting on stuff just to get noticed. Literally, just to get like, oh man, this is a chance to go viral or get a lot of views or get seen on a lot. You know, it's like the guy in the bar where he said him, two friends and his wife were sitting together and Brian was over there in the corner and kind of griping at them angrily because of the topics they were talking about. I don't know that I really believe that story. If you've been following my channel, I've mentioned multiple times, I don't quite believe that story. And so this one here says, you know, she continues, like, of course, his follow count went up as people have flocked to his pages, but how did who he follows go up within the past 3 weeks? Can bot pages make you follow them? Well, here's the truth. I have found on my Facebook, I'm like, when did I become friends with this person? Or how did this happen? Or how did I even become unfriended with this person? I don't remember unfriending this person. You know, and things like that. I've even reached out to friends like, hey, did you unfriend me? Because we're unfriends now. So, you know, there could be some relevancy around that. We're talking social media, right? There's nothing perfect about social media at all. And so she shares about the discrepancy, how it was 145 and now all of a sudden it's 146. So that is kind of interesting. And this is why I share that particular update about that. There might be some relevancy to that. Literally, there might be some relevancy to that. I'm not going to disown that. I'm literally not going to disown that. The other topic I want to talk about around the Gabby Petito update is, so Roberta Laundrie apparently had a really good friend and she took to social media defending Brian. Now, I disagree with this lady wholeheartedly. You know, some things she is accurate about, but to state the reasoning, and I'll go into it. No, I'll go into it, of course. And so, as we go deeper into this, obviously more information comes out about relationships with people, relationship with the Laundrie family, you know, friends of Gabby Petito, and different people, right? And so, a previous co-worker of Roberta Laundrie, Brittany Coleman, that's her name, she made some pretty big claims about Petito and the events that surround her unsolved homicide. And so Brittany Coleman, she's been defending Brian Laundrie now. Now granted, obviously she took some heat for some stuff she put up there, and now the post has been deleted. And she was a co-worker of Roberta Laundrie and they became really close. Like, she considered Roberta Laundrie a very good friend. And so Coleman worked with Roberta, you know, back when Roberta lived in New York, in Suffolk County, you know, when they were living in New York. And she claimed she became very close with the Laundrie family. And so her words about Roberta Laundrie, the most kind and wonderful person in the whole world. She said in a post where she flaunted a poncho that was crocheted by Roberta. Now, here's the thing about that. And here's my thought on it again. My thought. Roberta may be the nicest person in the world, but what she's doing right now is not very nice. And if you actually believe what she's doing right now is right, yeah, I get Mama Bear protecting her cub. I truly do get that. You know, parents, as a coach of over 40 kids, parents can always, like, it doesn't even matter if they know both sides. They automatically jump to the kid's side. Automatically. Literally. You know, sure, sometimes they come and say, Coach, I want to hear your side. You know, I got this side. I want to hear your side. You know, and it's so quick to become defensive for your child. I get that. I'm a dad. I get that. I totally get that. But what Roberta Laundrie's doing here, and The fact that I believe she has thrown out some lies, can you truly say she's the most kind and wonderful person in the whole world? Really? Really? I don't know about that. I do not know about that. And so Brittany Coleman, in a, again, now deleted Facebook post, and I'm gonna show you some stuff anyway, or post. She says, I think the hardest thing is all the people acting like they know what happened before any information got out and talking horrible things about Brian and his family. You know, okay, I could get that. There was only one story, and it was a story we were getting from media because your friend, Miss Brittany Coleman, your friend Brian Laundrie was not speaking. If he had nothing to hide, why isn't he speaking? So I'm sorry, I can't agree with you on that. I cannot agree with you. I see what you mean, but I cannot agree with you. She goes on and she says she mentioned a lot about the media people and people online twisting the story and making it seem like Brian and his family were evil, but that it couldn't be farther from the whole truth. And she says Gabby has a laundry list of mental health issues, financial irresponsibilities, and other issues, and Brian and his family have been so supportive through the years. Sure. Gabby was 22 years old. How responsible with money do you expect her to be? And guess what, Miss Coleman? Apparently, she had enough money that Brian would use her Capital One debit card and spend over $1,000 to get back to Northport, Florida, and use Gabby Petito's van. How dare you say this? Are you not at least putting two and two together and not just being biased in this matter before you open your mouth in this particular case? So I think that's interesting that she shares this, considering that the girl was only 22 years old. What were you expecting? What were you expecting? And so this Coleman lady, she's throwing insults at Petito, and she elaborates more on her problems. Let me bring that up. So Brittany Coleman, she shares, it's hard to because I know Brian and he's really nice and his mother is an absolute gem. I worked with Roberta. She crocheted me a poncho. She's given me so much advice throughout my time working with her, and we've remained close friends since then. And it breaks my heart to see two families going through such horrible things, and the entire world is gawking and throwing their 2 cents in and making fun of them like we're in elementary school and nobody taught each other to be kind to one another. Seriously? You honestly believe Brian didn't do this? Okay, this was September 28th when she did that. Okay, I'll give you a little semi-pass on this because the autopsy has since been out. But obviously, we're, including me, we're not that wrong, are we? We're not that far off base, are we? Because it's come to find out that, hey, she was actually strangled and throttled by her killer, Brian Dirty Laundrie. And so she goes on and says, I think the hardest thing is all the people acting like they know what happened before any information got out and talking horrible things about Brian and his family for obvious reasons. And there was another murder not far from there around the same time, but there was no big press on it. What I do know is that Gabby has a laundry list of mental health issues, financial responsibilities, and other issues, and Brian and his family have been so supportive through the years. She lived in their home rent-free, both with the sister of Brian and with the parents at different times. I spoke with Roberta at length about some of the situations that had occurred in the house while they were all living together. I did not sound easy. She probably meant the fact that people are saying Brian stole her van and used her card when I know he poured in so much of his savings for her to live her dream and to try and make her happy is heartbreaking. He's being treated like the scum of the earth. I don't know what else. There's probably more, but I'm not going to keep going into that. But what do you guys think about this? What do you think about Brittany Ann Coleman and her message? What do you think about that? My thought process is maybe she should have waited before opening her mouth and typing all this stuff out. Maybe, right? Maybe. And so now the search for him is still on. We don't know where he is at. So, one last update on that. This is where I have to say it's tough being a Brian lookalike because it has actually occurred now. It has actually occurred, okay? It has actually occurred. A lookalike was ambushed by the feds at gunpoint on the Appalachian Trail. Now, not exactly on the Appalachian Trail. They rented a hotel, took a nap, got a banging at the door, and then boom, was handcuffed in his underwear in the hallway of the hotel room. So my gosh, it is tough being a lookalike right now of Brian Laundrie, because you better have your ducks in a row when you get pulled over, because you can have guns drawn on you. And the cops even told him he might want to shave his beard because it may happen again. And this is his face. I could kind of see that. I could kind of see why he would be mistaken for that. I'm sorry that you went through this, my friend, but you can see why that might happen. I can kind of see that. So be careful if you're Brian Dirty Laundrie lookalike, because you can get thrown in with the wolves. And it's unfortunate, but this stuff happens, doesn't it?